Give yourself some time to just bring attention to the feet. You might like to just rock forward and back. And you might scan through the body and just notice where you are in your mind right now. We know where we are in our body, but where is our mind? Are we here? Just allow shoulders to be heavy, chest to be open. Qigong, of course, is energy work. Qi is the energy running through our body, and Gong is the word for work. So every time we come to the mat for Qigong, we are just acknowledging our own body's healing capacity, our body's ability to always move towards balance, towards ease and well-being. Often our habit energy, our anxiety, our thoughts get in the way, but when we allow our body to heal, that's exactly what it does. So you might just start by connecting with the breath in and out. Just allow a sense of heaviness and grounding. You might just tell yourself, there's nowhere else I need to be. So I often like to start practice with a quote from the Tao Te Ching, greatest life advice book ever written. And this one is towards the end of the Tao, and it says, if you realize that all things have to change, there is nothing you will try to hold on to. Trying to control the future is like trying to take the master carpenter's place. When you take out the master carpenter's tools, chances are you'll cut off your hand. So we may not have master carpenters anymore, maybe we do, but I guess from 2,500 years ago, this wisdom is just telling us that change and impermanence is the natural way. So just focus on your breath, each breath coming in with us for a short time and then leaving us. Just like every thought, every action, every emotion, how can we prepare ourselves to change? How can we become a little more resilient? Let's turn our palms forward. We'll take a breath, welcoming in new learning. And then letting go. Creating space. Welcoming in this feeling of exploration, adventure, learning, curiosity. And as we sigh out, whatever might be present for us, just allowing it to pass. This feeling of emptiness. One more time, lifting up. And then letting go. All right, so today we're going to do a little bit of movement. We'll start just with general body warm-up. Let's flick our fingers out. Might like to draw the fingers in tight and then just let them press out. And then we'll roll the wrists. And you might like to bring your elbows into it as well. Let's roll the shoulders now. Big circles forward and back. Feel the shoulder blades draw in towards each other and then spread apart. You might have to change direction. Let's take our arms forward just like we're swimming. Keeping your attention on the feet, under the feet. And now we'll come back the other way. And we'll take the arms behind the back, side to side, keeping the hips forward. Let's draw elbows and hands together. Curl the spine in all the way. Take a big breath. And then we'll exhale, open. Keep moving in your own breath. You can feel each vertebrae of the spine. You might feel a little bit like you're tucking your tailbone in as you curl your chin in. And then as you open out, like you're drawing your shoulder blades almost to touch. All right, let's bring hands to waist, roll through the hips. You might change direction. Let's take one hand and opposite elbow. We'll take our heel down to the ground. Drop the weight in the back of the body. Tailbone drops down. Keep the back straight. Keep the chin up. Take a breath here. And slowly press back up. Step the foot back. We'll switch sides. Heel presses down. Weight drops back. Keep the chin up if you can. Slowly coming back up. Let's do one more each side. Take a breath. Lifting up. Slowly coming up. Let's take our heel off the ground. You might keep your toes on the ground or you might lift them up. Either way, just roll through the ankle, both directions. And then let's switch to the other side. And then keeping our hands on the hips, we'll just lift both heels up. And then drop them down. And you might like to just alternate from side to side. All right, we'll work a little bit into our hips. Let's keep the hands on the hips. We'll step out with our left foot and just press into that foot, knee just a little bit bent, and then we'll open our right hip. You might tap down. Take your time. Use a chair, use a wall if you need to. Keep pressing through that standing leg. Change direction if you haven't already. And we'll step back. Let's shift to the other side. Right foot steps out. Press through that whole foot. Left knee lifts. Come back the other direction. Now we'll just shake it all out. Shake out hands, shake out legs. Start just by allowing our arms to be heavy, just knocking against the body. Shoulders are heavy. And you might like to take your swing just a little bit higher, and maybe your hand will connect with the lung points, just inside the shoulder joint, under the collarbone. And you might even like to swing just a little higher and find the top of the shoulder. Just notice with each point this feeling of qi moving through the body. And slowly allow our arms to come back by the side. And just give yourself a few moments to feel into the heels. Head is stacked over the body. Tailbone just tucks under a little. You might find a little micro bend in your knees, so the back of the knees are soft. Arms are heavy by the side of the body. Chest is open, solar plexus rising up. You might like to trace the whole length of your spine from back of the skull, down the neck, in between the shoulder blades, right down to the tailbone. Feel crown of the head lifting up, our bulk waypoint, right just behind the crest of our head, lifting up. All right, on today's Qigong, we're going to do practice for each of the 5 elements, and then we might spend a little bit of time on a couple of twisting forms, our dragon form and our deer form. I thought we might start just with the very first form of the Dalian Shengong. This is a form where we just get used to this idea of shifting balance and then coming back to the center each time, sinking down. And so I just invite you to take this very slowly. You can do this form many, many times and still learn things about just small ways in which your body might not be totally balanced or your mind might not be totally focused. So we'll step to the left and then we'll step to the right, and we'll see if we can get a little bit of a flow going. So we start just by left foot stepping out, a little wider than the hips. We inhale, we look to the left and take our hands out to the sides. And then we pause our breath to draw the arms forward. Sinking down as we sigh out. Just feel all the energy pressing down through the heels. Now we look to the right as we raise our arms wide again. We pause the breath to draw the arms in front of the body. Now at this point, lift your left heel. So you're shifting your weight back towards the center. And then we step back and sigh out. Now we step to the right side. Inhale, look to the right. Pause the breath, arms come forward. And then sigh out. Sinking down. We inhale, looking to the left, so back towards the center. We pause the breath to bring the arms forward. We lift the right heel this time, shifting our weight back to the center, and then we step back and sigh out. So let's just keep going. Don't worry if you're not quite getting it. Just see if you can just trust your body's intuition to show you which way to go. And you might just feel that sense of moving away from center. And then just using your breath to allow yourself to slowly return. Just like all of life, every emotion, every thought, every distraction, something takes us away from our center. We feel anxiety, or we feel distracted or restless. And then we slowly move ourselves back to balance, back to the center. Maybe we're using those master carpenter's tools, trying to control the future. And just see if you can find that box breath, that pause in between each breath. So you're not rushing from side to side. Allowing each breath to come, bringing attention to the pause, and then sinking down, sighing out. Just notice that point when you lift your heel and you step back. Each breath out is a letting go. Each step back is a return to balance. You might notice yourself become distracted, lose your sense of where the center is. That's okay. Just invite your attention back to the movement. We'll just keep our arms down by the side of the body. Just take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice that sense of returning back to the center, back to balance. You might just notice under each foot where the energy lies. We can always come back to ourselves, back to our breath anytime. Always a choice to return home to our body, to our breath. Right, so we'll start by just doing some Qigong forms for each form. We'll do a very simple metal element form. We're going to cross our hands at the wrists and we'll inhale to sweep them out. You might like to bring your finger and your thumb, or your index finger and your thumb together. Allow the arms to extend out, and then as we sigh out, turn the hands over and slowly bring them back in. Inhale, open out. And then exhale, turn the palms. See if you can sink into the heels, the whole movement. As we inhale, we open our heart, open our chest. You might feel a little vulnerable, just notice that. And as we sigh out, we sink down. You might find as you continue to open, you feel maybe you can open a little deeper without bringing any tension into the shoulders. And if you lose the flow of your breath, that's okay. Just return to that sense of opening, inviting in, allowing, yielding. And as we sigh out, letting go, making space. One more time. We'll do a clearing of our energy, just draw energy into the body. And you might like to just bring the palms to the dantian, just store it in the body. Let the shoulders be heavy, chest open. We'll move on to a form for our water element. We're going to take both hands in front of the body, lift up and lean back, looking up. And then we'll sigh out, bring the hands down. At the heart, pause the breath and turn the palms up. And then inhale, take the hands to the back of the body. And then we'll sigh out, just take the hands all the way down, either side of the spine, down the back of the body, back of the legs, all the way down, emptying out. You might hang the head down. Bring the head between the arms. We're going to inhale and reach forward, pressing through the feet. Big breath in, lifting up. You might lean back and then sigh out. Pause the breath, inhale, take the hands to the back. And then all the way down, we're following our bladder meridian. Bring the head between the arms, reach forward, press through the feet. Big breath in, keep it going if you can. Looking up and sighing out. So just find your own rhythm here, moving with the breath. As our head lowers, we sigh out. Allow the head to be below the heart. And as we raise our head, we draw energy in from the earth, lifting up. And letting go. So with our water forms, we find a little bit of flow. As we realize that all things change, there's nothing we hold on to. So we just allow this sense of impermanence, of just allowing whatever happens to flow around us. And instead of being on the outside, we remain in the middle, connected to all things, maybe nourishing things in our path. Take a break if you need to at any point. Sometimes this form can make you feel a little dizzy. And this time we'll just bring the hands all the way down. Sigh out, empty out. And we'll just clear the energy, taking the hands out, drawing you sense of aliveness into the body. And then just place your palms back to the dantian, back to the center of our body, center of gravity, center of awareness. We'll step our feet out just a little wider than hips to our mabu, our horse stance. And bring our hands to our hips. We're going to straighten our right leg, bend the left, look back to the right foot. And then as we sigh out, take the nose down towards the knee, head all the way around. We're going to take the head all the way to the other side till we straighten our left leg. And then roll up, look back towards that foot, sighing out as we straighten up. Inhale, lean back to the right. Sigh out, knee, nose to knee. As we lift up, take a new breath. And then press through the feet to straighten up, sigh out. Inhale and go back. Exhale. So this is usually called wagging the tail, swinging the head, or swinging the head and wagging the tail. And just come down as far as works for your body. If you have less range of motion or if you have any pressure on your knees, don't come down so low. Letting go as we take the head across. Drawing in new energy as we lift up and look back. One more time. We'll step back into the center, feet underneath the hips. Let's clear the energy again. Draw your energy in. And just bring the palms to the dantian. Take a moment to just notice how you feel. Notice this movement within our own body. 37 trillion cells. Every cell hungry for new oxygen, new energy. Always adapting, always moving, creating space. Every day, 50 billion cells die in our body. So even though we might feel like nothing is changing, so many things are changing always. All right, let's do a fire element form. We'll take our arms out to the side, inhaling, lifting up. Pause the breath, turn the palms. And then sigh out, sink into the heels, draw the little fingers in. Take a new breath. Inhale, draw it in. And then exhale, push out. Pause the breath to bring the arms down. Inhale, lifting up. Pause the breath, turn the palms up. And then sigh out. Inhale, turn the palms and exhale. Pausing to come down. Now just keep going in your own breath. Head stays over the body the whole time. And see if you can keep your attention on those gaps in between the breath. As we allow that exhale to be longer than the inhale, this is how we can regulate our nervous system, help our body move into that repair mode. One more time. All right, let's clear energy again. Let's draw our palms into the center line of the body, right hand over the left. Let's allow shoulders and elbows to be heavy. You might like to bring attention in between the palms in front of the body and just feel the breath as you breathe in and belly expands. See if you can bring your awareness outside of your skin, in between the hands. We'll take a breath in together. And as we sigh out, bottom hand comes down. We're going to take kind of a figure 8 shape. We inhale back to the center. And then the top hand rolls out. Inhale back to the center. and exhale. So just keep all your awareness on the center line of the body and just notice this feeling of movement in the periphery. Arms always returning to balance, returning to the center. No matter what distractions there might be. This is an earth element form for our stomach and spleen. Spleen is where we store our intention, where we find our energy. Good thing to remember in life is that whatever we're not changing, we are choosing. So often we analyze all the things that are wrong with our life, but we make very few active choices to change them. But be kind to yourself. If your spleen is not quite ready for action, that's okay. And we'll draw the palms down to the body. So we're going to finish today's practice with two twisting forms, our dragon form and our deer form. Maybe we'll start with the deer form. This is one of the 5 animal frolics called Wu Qin XI. And we start with finding kind of a mudra of index finger and little finger out. And take them out to the side. We're going to lift so if we're having our hands out to the right, we're lifting our left foot. So we're in our empty step. Take a breath in. And then as we sigh out, we're going to step out and take the hands behind. Sighing out. Inhale to bring the hands back. And then when you feel you're centered again, step up and the foot comes down. So now we switch sides. Inhale, lift the heel, and exhale as we step. Now just come as far as your body allows. We inhale to roll back, and we exhale when we return to the center. So let's take our time, just moving from side to side. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now, your deer might feel elegant or your deer might feel a little clumsy. That's okay. Every Qigong form we simply practice twisting as we sigh out. Inhaling to return to center, exhaling, foot comes down. One more time. And quite a similar form, our dragon form. This time we stack our hands one over the other, just like we did in our earth form. We're going to lift into our empty step again. So our heel comes up, our knee bends. We take a breath in. And as we sigh out, our lower hand sweeps behind, front hand comes over the head. We inhale to roll back to the center. And as we step back, our left hand comes on top. So we switch our hands. We inhale to lift the right foot up. And we exhale to step out. Sweep the hands. Inhale to roll back. This time our right hand comes on top. And we sigh out. So don't worry if you're getting a little confused between left and right. See if you can just find a balance with the breath. And just get to feel the movement with the breath. Inhale, exhale as we step. Inhale to return. Exhale to sink down. A few more times. Let's clear our energy one last time. Inhaling, inviting in. Exhaling, storing in the body. You might like to scan from head to toe, just noticing how you feel. If you realize that all things change, there is nothing that you will hold on to. Trying to control the future is like taking up the master carpenter's tools. Chances are you'll cut off your hand. So we'll finish today's practice by just taking our arms wide, inhaling, this time light, lifting up and letting go. Light as a feather, reaching up and sinking down. And one last time. Let's bring our palms together, create last little bit of heat. And you might like to bring the hands up to the face. Let's draw our palms together and bow to each other, acknowledging shared energy of practice each day.